What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Dominic Rich, and in today's video I'll be doing a preview for the Switzerland versus Cameroon fixture. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. I'll be winging this one once again. So look, let's talk. Let us talk. Let's just go through the cutaway and let's talk about Switzerland, Cameroon. I have a few things I want to share, a little preview on both teams, and then I'll let you know who I think is going to go on to win this game. So, or draw, whether it's going to be a draw. So look, the teams have been drawn in Group G alongside Brazil and Serbia. This is a very, very, very tough group, I have to say. And let's talk a bit about how both teams qualified for the World Cup. For Switzerland, they topped their UEFA World Cup qualifying Group C ahead of Italy. Yeah, Italy. You could say Mamma Mia right now, where the Italians were actually doomed to the playoffs and got knocked out by North Macedonia. And they went on to miss a second straight World Cup, and that's because of Switzerland. That just shows how of a quality team Switzerland are. So for Cameroon, they topped their CAF World Cup qualifying second round group ahead of Ivory Coast. So that's not an easy team to actually pip, right? Then they went on to defeat the North African giants Algeria 2-2 on aggregate on the away goal rule. So a bit of luck went their way, but they got the job done anyways. Let's talk about the best moments for both these teams throughout their World Cup career. So look, Lanati are currently led by newly minted Murak Yakin, who is a former player, and he took charge in 2021. And Switzerland are back for their 12th World Cup, and they reached the quarterfinal in 3 of the earlier editions, including one of them which they hosted. So having advanced from their group in the last 2 tournaments, the Swiss fans expect nothing less from this team this time around. This is a special team. As for Cameroon, after missing the one in 2018, the indomitable Lions are making it to the 8th World Cup final, currently under the management of their most capped player, Rigobert Song. Cameroon are hoping to repeat what they did at the 1990 World Cup that was hosted by Italy when they made it to the quarterfinal. They must get past Switzerland, Brazil, and Serbia. That's going to be a very, very difficult thing to pull off, man. Look, now it's time for my legend appreciation post, where I take a little time to appreciate 2 legends, one from Switzerland and the other from Cameroon. So the legend that I want to actually appreciate is the Basel striker, of course, Alexander Frey. So he is Lanati's all-time leading goal scorer, and he found the back of the net 42 times in 84 appearances. The former Basel man represented his nation at 2 World Cups as well. Look, for Cameroon, the first name that comes to mind is their current president, the FA, current president of the FA, Samuel Eto'o. And look, never mind his 2022 World Cup predictions. He was regarded as one of the best strikers of all time. He earned 118 caps for his national team, scoring a record 56 goals, participating at 4 World Cup finals. And that just shows how good he was, because Cameroon just kept qualifying time and time again. So look, in terms of the head-to-head between Switzerland and Cameroon, this would be the first ever meeting between the 2 teams. So what we're going to do really quick, we're going to talk about the forms for both teams going into the World Cup. That is very, very important that we take a look at the form. So we're going to just switch over and we're going to take a look at some of the games that the teams played leading up to the World Cup. I see a lot of red there. That is not good at all. So Switzerland lost to Ghana a couple of days ago. They beat the Czech Republic. They did okay in the Nations League. Let's take a look at their Nations League form there. They came in 3rd. At least they didn't get relegated. 1 point behind Portugal and 2 points behind Spain. So this was a very well contested group. 3 wins and 3 losses for the Swiss. They're that type of team, man. They're that type of team. So you see, they beat Spain there and they beat Portugal. But they also lost to the 3 teams in the group as well. You see? So They're the type of team that I always describe as they play to the level of their opponent as well. A 1-1 draw against Kosovo there and a loss to England in a friendly. So it's fair to say that they are coming into the World Cup in a mixed bag of form. It's not great. It is not great. So let's talk a bit about Cameroon and their form coming into the World Cup. So I'm going to scroll down to their fixtures and Cameroon. Wow. Okay. You just see one red there, and that was the first leg that they actually lost to Algeria, and they bounced back in the second leg to defeat Algeria 2-1 on the road, and that's what actually brought them to the World Cup. They lost a couple of friendlies there against Uzbekistan and South Korea, drew to Jamaica, and drew to Panama. Those are two CONCACAF teams, so those are not good results. Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. You see how the CONCACAF teams are performing at the World Cup. No wins as yet. Costa Rica blasted out the park. USA 1 point. Mexico 1 point. So not a good result. So it's fair to say coming into the World Cup, not the greatest of form, but maybe it is unfair to judge from these friendlies, right? Maybe it is, but because we've seen that Cameroon, they did well at the AFCON in which they hosted. They came in third and they put out some very, very good performances, I have to say, only to lose out to Egypt. They didn't even lose a single game during the AFCON. So look, you got to give it to them, man. Got to give it to them. Competitive form, very good. Friendlies, not so good at all. So with that being said, guys, we're going to take a look at some players to watch for both teams. All right. So let's do this, man. Let's do this. Guys, I'm winging it. I've been editing these videos and putting in the hard miles, but they're taking up a lot of time and I'm very exhausted. I can't keep up with my everyday life. You know what I'm saying? You know, so I'm operating on a few hours sleep. I'm surprised I'm actually still up and awake. So let's talk a bit about Switzerland. Let's touch on Switzerland and the players that I've identified. So look, first we got to start with Jan Sommer. He's their number one goalkeeper. Quality between the sticks, and he's going to be a hard man to beat, especially with the likes of Nick Welvedi in front of him, or it could be Manuel Akanji or Fabian Shaw. Whether they play three at the back, it's left to be seen, but Ricardo Rodriguez is definitely good up and down the left flank, and he possesses a deadly left foot. So quality in the back line there for the Swiss. You go into the midfield. Player that I want to actually talk about is Granit Xhaka. He's been in great form. He's their captain, and he's going to be running the show for them in the midfield. We go up to Xherdan Shaqiri. Creative spark, you see, you know, and he has a lot of quality from the dead ball as well. He could make things happen. So look out for Granit Xhaka and Xherdan Shaqiri, who's been around with the Swiss team for some time. We move up, and two more players that I actually want to talk about. This team is talented. I know Breel Embolo, he's been around for some time, since he was like a little teenager, but I want to mention these two guys, Ruben Vargas, right? He's 24 years old, and Noah Okafor, who's only 22. These guys, explosive. I like Vargas. He's my favorite player on this team. Okafor, he's doing well at Red Bull Salzburg, so these guys are going to be dangerous. Haris Seferovic, he got the experience there, and they're going to need to be very clinical. They have to be very clinical, or they're going to need some goals from elsewhere as well. So that's how Switzerland look. Not bad at all. Not bad. So we talk about Cameroon. Let's go to Indomitable Lions. So let's talk a bit about Cameroon. Currently managed by Rigobert Song. And of course, we got to talk about Andre Onana. He's the number one goalkeeper, a lot of quality there. The other guys, I don't know too well. They're young. You could see Simon, can't say your last name. They're 19 years old. And Davis Epasi, I don't know. He's 29. I have no idea who this player is. So, look, we're going to the defense, right? A few players I want to mention. Nicholas Nkulu. He's a veteran, right? He's been around for some time. See, he grow the beard and everything. He never used to look like that. He used to have the hairstyles and things like that. You know what I mean? but he's been a bit injury prone lately, and it's left to be seen whether he's going to start or not. But look, veteran from the 2017 Cameroonian team that won the AFCON there, Collins Fai. And a player that has broken through over the years is actually Tolo Nuhu, who plays for the Seattle Sounders. He's a workhorse. So, look, we move into the midfield where we have the main man there, Andre Frank Zambo Anguissa, currently doing well for Napoli, regarded as one of the best midfielders in European football these days. You know, he's been doing well, and they're going to depend on him quite a lot. So there's a lot of other players, a lot of quality. Pierre Kunde Malong, he's playing for Olympiacos these days, was in the Bundesliga with Mainz, and there's some quality there as well. But we go up in the forward positions, and this is where they could be very, very potent. They're going to need to be potent. Carl Toko Ikambi, man. He comes up clutch. He's their clutch player. Vincent Abubakar is going to be put himself in some good positions, but he has to finish those chances. One of the players that I really, really admire from this team is Mumi Gamalo. This guy is a workhorse, listed as a speed merchant. Another guy with a lot of speed, Christian Basagag. Brandon Buemo, new man into the squad, chose to play for Cameroon, 23 years old. And Eric Maxim Choupo-Moting, with one of the best agents in the world, keep playing for these top clubs. So, look, Cameroon could be a force to be reckoned with. They could be inspired by the likes of Morocco, Tunisia, even a Japan, a Saudi Arabia, to get something. I don't think they're going into this as underdogs at all, because their World Cup record is pretty, okay. You know what I mean? It's not the best, but they have history there. And Switzerland could be a very, very tricky team to play. So, look, that's my players to watch. We are going to move. But before we do, guys, let me give you two fun facts. For Switzerland, to date, remains the only team not to concede a single goal at a World Cup. When they did so back in 2006, they played 4 games and they didn't concede a single goal. I bet you didn't know that, man. Look, for Cameroon, Roger Miller of Cameroon remains the oldest player to have scored at the World Cup, when he broke his own record at the 1994 World Cup, when he scored against Russia at the age of 42. So give it up to the great Roger Miller. So, look, prediction, man. Ooh, this is rough. The World Cup is very difficult to predict. We've seen some crazy results so far, right? Are Cameroon going to get blown away? I don't think so. They have a good goalkeeper. They got pretty decent defense. This is going to be a very, very good contest. This is going to be a good contest. I could see this being a very, very open game of football. I don't have Cameroon coming out of this group. There's Brazil, there's Serbia, there's Switzerland. This is a tough group. It's a similar group to the one in 2018 where Switzerland, Brazil, and Serbia were in the same group, right? This is a tough group. This is really tough. I feel it for Cameroon, though. This is one of the groups of death, in my opinion. I think there's 2. The Germany, Spain, Japan, and, of course, Costa Rica group. I think that's a group of deaths, too. And it's going to be an uphill battle here for Cameroon in this group. But this game is one of their, I think, a game they could get a result from. Are they going to be inspired by their past greats of Rigobert Song and Roger Miller, Samuel Eto'o? This one is hard because the Swiss quality goalkeeper in summer, when you have Akanji and Shaw and all these guys good on the ball to pass the ball around, Shaqiri and Xhaka, the only concern for me is the forwards, whether they could actually come up clutch. Seriously, I like Vargas, I like Okafor, but Okafor is not proven at the highest level in terms of the World Cup. Cameroon must take their chances when it's present themselves. They cannot fool around. They cannot afford to make mistakes. They're going to get picked off. They're going to get punished. You give away set piece situations in dangerous areas of the field, you're going to get punished. I could see Switzerland winning this one. Close game. 2-1. 2-1. I could see Cameroon getting one, but I could see Switzerland going on to win. Cameroon, look, prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. I won't be surprised if we got to draw our Cameroon window. But I'm going to go for the Swiss to win this one. 2-1. Guys, let me know your prediction down below. Would definitely appreciate it. I have a question for you. Question of the day, right? Who do you think will be the best young player at the tournament? I'm actually going to go for Aurelien Tchouameni if France makes a deep run in the tournament. But what we saw today, Gavi looked good, Pedri looked good. Even Nico Williams came on and looked good. So it's left to be seen, man. It's left to be seen. But guys, these are my thoughts. Switzerland, Cameroon, quick preview, winging it. Won't be doing no crazy edits like I have done. Pretty much done with that. You know, I was getting a little too fancy. If I wanted to be fancy, I should have done it 2 weeks ago. But it's catching up to me, so I'm getting these out. But the first round of games, I just wanted to do that for the first round of games. 16 matches. I'm done with 13. I have 3 more previews to do. Most likely we'll do a few more just like this, the other 3. But there's a lot of preparation that goes into this, and there's more work to do. But guys, thanks a lot. Subscribe if you're new. Like the video if you haven't yet done so. And until next time, peace out. Rich Squad.